today, and it's an old friend. My producer's old girlfriend, because Dickie produces this show.
You're kidding.
No, he does. He is definitely the producer. And tell me why you're here, and the whole shebang.
Well, I'm here because I want to...
And your name?
My name is Ruth Lapin.
Yes.
And I'm working with WiNgs over HAiTi, trying to continue to help this poor country. It started out that a month after the earthquake, I happened to be in the Dominican Republic, and we decided to go into Haiti and bring food and supplies. And I saw how dire it was, and I came back a month later and brought food and supplies. And then I realized that I could help a lot more on the ground and let the other people who are actually building schools and building shelters and help. So last January, we had a benefit for WiNgs over HAiTi, which was founded by Jonathan Gwynn, who the day after the earthquake flew his own single plane down to Haiti, took 19 hours. He shuttled people around for 3 weeks, all healthcare workers, volunteers, doctors.
Have you been there?
Twice.
Okay.
And he came back and said, I've got to do more, and filled up his little single-engine plane with $250,000 worth of medical supplies, went back down there, and that has evolved into a school in WhO. And they're now taking care of 42 kids. They feed them, they clothe them, they educate them, and now they're also feeding their families because sadly the 43rd child was saving all his food for his parents and died of malnutrition.
Oh.
So it's important. I mean, if people, Haiti.
So what is the other side of the island doing? Do they have any contribution or help or?
You mean the Dominican Republic? Yeah, they have a presence there, and they're doing what they can, but there's so much that needs to be done, and it's so expensive, and the whole infrastructure of Port-au-Prince has to be rebuilt, so that now that we have a wonderful president, Martelly, I think that things are going to start progressing.
Now, what made you get involved? Why do you have a heart for Haiti? What brought you over there?
I have a dear friend since I was 15 years old named Richard Morse.
Funny.
He has a band called ReW, and he lives down there. And during the earthquake, he was tweeting. And I really don't follow Twitter that often, but I was reading his tweets, and they were horrifying. He described every death and every siren and everybody crying, and I thought, I have to do something. So my heart is really in Haiti, and because it's not news anymore, it's not, it didn't just happen.
And it kind of got swept under the rug after the initial boom.
But there's still almost 1 million people living
homeless
in what they call tent camps, but they're really sticks and a little fabric or a little tarp, and when it rains, they're drenched. And the amazing thing to me is the first time I went was 1 month after the earthquake, and people were going to church, and they had such dignity, and we ended up giving enough food and supplies to a little camp of 25 people, and the man was standing there with a jacket and tie. He had no home, he had no anything, but he had such pride and dignity, and I thought, man, we'd be running amok in New York if our buildings fell down. We wouldn't be standing there dressed up and proud, and I just think that the Haitian people are an incredible people. Plus, you can almost swim there. It's not like so far away that we can't do anything. We can send...
So what do you feel how do you think the country can be resurrected? Is it strictly dollars? Is it manpower? I mean, how do you see it actually having results?
We need more people like me and my friend Mike Jean, who has his own foundation, who's working on a school in Carrefour, which is another town. And we need people to support us. We're completely WiNgs over HAiTi and help.
And what is happening? There's a big event happening. Is this right?
On Wednesday next week, the 19th of October, we are hosting a red carpet gala with HaNds over HAiTi, and also Hope for Them and WiNgs over HAiTi. Together, we've united because we have the same agenda. And we really want to.
And where is this event?
It's at 15 Watt Street. And we welcome anybody. You could.
How expensive? I mean, poor people hear event, and it's how do they go, or what can they do?
Well, we have a lot lot of celebrity guests, and it is expensive. It's $250 per person, but all that money goes right to Haiti. And right now, WiNgs oVeR Haiti needs $60,000 more to finish the school.
Which isn't that much. I mean,
Yes.
for me it is. Even $250 is a lot for me. But like, 60,000 in the main scheme, it's not like 60 million thousand. You know, it's like it's doable. I mean,
60 people to give $1,000 each for WiNgs
Gosh.
oVeR Haiti. And also for Hope for Them, we need, it's not, each of us are working on our own school, and we're working together, and we want to support each other's schools, and we want to educate the children, because I think if we stand together and all of these little tiny charities each help a town, we'll have a new educated population in Haiti who can bring themselves out of it and, grow food. They need sanitation.
it's a disaster.
Well, there's some people who are doing a lot of good. Ben Stiller has done a lot of great work. Sean Penn is probably the most awesome person down there. He's accomplished more than the government. All these people have tried, but what we need is money and support. And there's also a weird technicality that the money that was set aside, the World Bank, is set aside only for rebuilding. And what we need is money or someone to come with a bunch of heavy equipment and clear the rubble.
So talk to me. What brings you into the whole thing? Are you where are you from?
I'm from Haiti.
You are from Haiti, and you
Yes.
live in New York.
Yes, I live in New York.
How long have you lived here?
I've been here since like 99, 11 years.
Okay, so you were a New Yorker when this whole thing happened.
Yes.
Now, when you were living in Haiti as a kid, did you ever experience any earthquakes or any like horrible hurricanes or like terrible stuff? Not to this degree, but like, are the Haitians used to disaster?
No. For me, there's
No memory.
Yeah, that was the first time I heard something like that because I didn't even think like something like that
Could even happen.
could happen.
So were your family affected? Do you have people down there?
Yeah. When that happened, and my parents was in Haiti, and next to my parents' house, there was a friend of mine, and that happened, and I was in Philly. And a friend called me and said, like, turn the TV, go to CNN, see Haiti, and turn the TV, and we go, and I was like, what's going on? And he's like, God, this is crazy. And so many people, die, and house destroyed and stuff, so I've been trying to reach over my parents like for like weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I couldn't find, there's no way to get in touch with them. And finally I found a friend who called me, who lives in Brooklyn. And he called me, he's like, Mike, he's crying and stuff. He's like, what's going on? And he said, my mom died, my brother, and my sister.
Wow.
And I know he lived close to me. If his house, his
So you were
parents'
scared.
house, like I know. And I was like, but in the meantime, I was like putting a plan together to do like a fundraising with Red Cross for Haiti because I used to work with the UN and Red Cross to even for other country for even here. Now I say like I need to do something for my country, and I was putting this together, and it's like I need to stop for a little while to find out because I couldn't get to Haiti because there was no plan.
Right.
And so and 2 days after, a friend of mine called saying like, I saw your parents, and that was like amazing. But even it was like so tough, and I found out and talked to my mom. He's like, oh, the house was shaking. He's like, my dad was like, who's shaking the house?
Right.
He was like, didn't even think that could happen. He was like, who's that? And my mom said like, yo, everybody have to be lay down on the floor and stuff. And that was so crazy. And I don't know, we lost so many people. So many
How
friends.
many?
I think
Approximately.
we might be close to a million.
A million people. And
This
what
is
is the
3
population? How many people live in Haiti?
I think 12.
12 million?
Yes.
And 1 million is definitely gone.
Yeah, kids and, because...
So
This
how
is
many
not-
times have you been there since?
At least once.
Once.
Yeah.
And have you, is there any change? I mean,
If you go to Haiti right now, some place you might see some little change, but some place you will see like, this happened yesterday because
right.
the people still on the tent and it's like raining, it's like a bad weather's coming, it's like it's the same. But honest with you, I'm trying. Like I was with Bill Clinton like 2 weeks ago, and we was talking. And he's like, I was like, whatever you're doing, and I would love to say like, I say thank you so much. And he's like, Mike, you know what? I need to tell you thank you. Never lose hope, because hope is what keep us like going and going. I said like, I know, but I think like you're there for a reason. I think like that reason people can aspire to see like this country is a beautiful country. So, and we are close here. Something needs to be happening for us.
So what Bill say?
He said like, the problem is you have to put ourselves together and to make it happen, because this is the biggest problem.
So how do you see WiNgs over HAiTi? Like what's going to happen at the event? Wasn't Michael Jackson something?
That was the last event that was canceled. It was a Michael Jackson tribute tour with Tito Jackson, and they weren't going to allow us to have a silent auction, so WiNgs pulled out of it. They were not really interested in HAiTi. They were just saying that to try and get me to promote it. So that's
the Jacksons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Tito. So, in a perfect world, I mean, in 30 seconds, what do you want to tell people to make them, shake them up and make them know how important this is?
I think absolutely, please come to our event. And if you can't come to our event,
what's the website?
HaNdsForHaitiEvent.com.org.
HaNdsForHaitiEvent.org. But if you can't, any small amount,
That's
$1 feeds a kid for a day.
That's what we need to
And
hear.
that matters. Every $5, every $10, every $100 matters so much to the children. And I think it's also very, very important to donate to charities that are transparent. They're actually only focused on doing things, not that have huge bureaucracies, but the little ones, because they're on the ground. They're the ones who are actually running all of the building and all of the accomplishments. And I know that they're not secretaries, and they're not people who are negotiating, and they're not party planners. They're people who are just working their asses off and trying to accomplish. And I think it's really important not to donate to the huge charities. I think it's the small ones that really accomplish.
Yeah, I agree. I'd love to talk more, but we're out of time.
Okay.
And please come again. And
Thank you so much.
maybe we can do an event in connection with you guys. It might be not $250. We like to hit the low people, because we want people to think that they can make a difference as well. But someone actually just asked me about doing a benefit, and I couldn't think of a charity. And maybe we'll do something with you guys.
Yeah.
But what's cool is that we're two completely different charities that have the same goal.
Yes,
it's
that's
to
good.
save the school children of HAiTi. And
Because
we would love to do it together.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
What
do it.
I
Let's plan it.
want people to know, like, that's why we very like asking for people to help, because like the future of HAiTi is like coming from the kids, because like if we really educate the kids, that can have a better HAiTi tomorrow.
Exactly.
That's why we try to.
And we have to talk to Mother Nature.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to bring her into the picture here. I know. I think so. I want to talk more, but we're going to get kicked out of the space.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Another great day. Jigsy, trick or treat, WhO. We'll be back on October 19th.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
What? Keep going.
Kate, thank you. Quentin, thank you. Velma, thank you. Ruth Lapin. Oh, Jimmy's watching. Oh, see you next week.
Your WhO is where dreams